Um, it's definitely a period where you need to start gearing up for more action to be happening in the charts, especially with the release of CPI this week, which will be on the 11th of January. I believe that is Thursday. Um, that's when you're going to see the big breakouts in the market, and we're going to be seeing continuations, like I said, from either this week or going into the week after that. What I'm going to go over now quickly is just pairs that we will be looking at in Neo for Neo Strategy 2 this week for possible continuations of trades. This is all based on what Neo V4 should be doing going forward. Again, we're still waiting for that process of that update to be completed. Right now, you can see on my screen, I'm on Neo Beta V3.2. This is my trading indicator on MT4. So any MT4 broker can actually log into this once you obviously become a Neo member. It is currently lifetime access at the moment. I'm still waiting on getting a few more updates before I make it an auto trading bot with this auto trading button. So it will automatically be able to take these types of trade setups. I will be going through today. We are currently behind schedule, unfortunately, for the auto trading update, but I take it it's because people were very busy during Christmas. Obviously, a lot of money. I take it had to come out of their pockets to, surprise family and whatnot. Um, but of course, still the process of going forward with an auto trading bot during the course of this year. So we're definitely going to get that for like what I'm talking about today. Now, I hope you're all good today anyway. Um, let's go into this. So we'll start here. So currently with this strategy that I'm talking about at the moment, we have had, here it is here. Let me just double check. Yes, we've had 30 winners and 7 losers over the period of the last 8 weeks trading. That's with every trade going at least 1-to-1 risk to reward. Um, of course, a lot of these trades have gone more than 1-to-1. So, you would have been making a lot of bank. But even if we're just counting it as simple as one trade going forward, one trade going back. So obviously one win, let's say one loss, you would have had 30 trades going forward and only 7 trades going back. So that's still giving you an average of about a 70% win rate, which is fantastic, in terms of what you're going to be able to do with this. And all of these trade setups, I am posting these charts out in the Telegram group. Let me just show you here. Give me a second. Do, 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 do. Share. So this is the Neo VIP group, and you can see this is part of what you get when you do join the VIP service. And every single week, I will tell you what pairs to look for. So you'll be looking at, let's say, a sell setup on AED/CHF. If the confluences do match, there is a whole course video that I explain how to take these trade setups as well. So you're never going to be lost basically with Neo. From the get-go, you're automatically going to be able to trade a strategy, whether you're a beginner or whether you are a bit more advanced with trading. And literally, I'll put all the charts in here. I'm even give you an analysis as well of how you could possibly even get earlier entries in some of these trade setups, even if you're not using the confluences for the Neo strategy. So therefore, you can get a bigger risk to reward. This is more for the advanced traders, but of course, I'm giving the beginners their version of how to trade, and then the advanced traders have a opportunity to gain more risk to reward in the trade to make more profit um, based on what we see Neo telling us we should be looking for in a trade setup. So you can see the trades are here and stuff like that as well. But what I'm going to do is just go through all of these trades this week that could possibly come up for opportunities of trade setups. And we're just going to pay attention to that on Neo and looking for um, possible entries on these trades. Yeah, AED New Zealand. I know it did trigger last week. Again, I do not trade AED New Zealand. I don't like AED New Zealand, AED Euro CHF and Euro GBP. I say it constantly. Say I'm a strong advocate in saying it time and time again. I just don't like those pairs. They just move very, very funny. So even though they are setups, I know people they just love to trade. They love to trade all the time. I tell people from the top of the leaderboard, let's just say now, I don't trade those pairs. I don't trade AD New Zealand. I don't trade Euro CHF, and I do not touch Euro GBP. I just don't think they're good pairs. I think they move very weird. And again, from all of my data trading those pairs, no matter however I trade them, they will always seem to have inconsistencies. So I just don't like to trade them pairs. Long story short, I always say that. Yeah, I say it all the time. There's anytime anyone mentions any one of those three, I'll tell them I don't trade those pairs. And I stick to my guns with them. I just don't like them. Don't think they're good pairs at all. I think it's the way they're crossed between currencies. So like all the New Zealand is a pair that can move double in Asian session, which is like, is it going to go bullish? Is it going to go bearish? It's basically it's like fighting against each other rather than kind of trying to go, opposite directions. And then Euro and the CHF, just weird combination. And then Euro and GBP is the same thing as well. It's like, you've got the same type of thing as AED New Zealand. So it's like, it's at some point it makes a huge breakout, but a lot of the time it seems to be fighting against each other rather than it needs to go one way or the other way, if that makes sense. So I just don't touch them. Do. All right, cool. So the first pair we will be looking at here is AEDCHF, and this is currently bearish. Neo tells us what trend the pairs are in. Now, this is going to get updated in Neo V4, so it's even better. There'll be less pairs that are showing you that there's trends. When there's no trend, it's actually this black color here. When it's bearish, it's green. When it's bullish, it's gray. So basically, like I've said, it's going to get updated for us to make it better for us, but currently you don't have an issue because I'm telling you which trend already these pairs are in, like I've just shown you in that Telegram group. Just got back here. So ADCHF, we're just going to click back on this one here. And ADCHF is telling us that we can see continuations of sells on this at the moment. So we can obviously see here, let me just get this over here, this overlap, and boom. We can obviously see that Neo is in a daily bearish trend. Price action last week did pull back to this area here, which is a verified area. So this is a verified resistance at the moment. And what these areas are and how they help us is they tell us when price action is creating lower highs and higher lows for continuation of trade setup. So for instance, this was a higher high up here. Price action obviously broke out. When it broke this daily structure, that gave us a confirmation that this was a higher high up here. And then, of course, you'd be looking for a re-entry. I prefer to have our rejection bank levels show me some type of idea of where we could be seeing price action reversing from. But there was nothing in between here. If we probably switch on the daily rejections, as you'll see here, expert advisor, properties. So these are all the options you've got in Neo. You've got loads of options in Neo, which again, in Discord, there's a whole list of information that goes through all of this. There you go, boom. So I switched on my daily levels now. And these levels you can see are forming at the start of the week. You can make them go throughout your whole chart as well, but they're automatically there from the start of the week to tell you where price action has a probability of reversing from. And if you can see when price action broke through this level, you can see there's a rejection level right over here. Price action literally hit that rejection level to the pip. So if I made it go throughout all my chart, which I can do in the settings for Neo, you would have been able to see that there is this possible box here. And in this box, you had all of these rejections. So when we look at this box, we can see here that there was a rejection here, 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 and obviously some more there. So all you was looking at is price action doing some type of reversal within this area, which is this box. But at the same time, you would have been able to pinpoint that, okay, we've got X amount of rejections here. So this is all I'm looking at in terms of price action doing a reversal is any one of these rejections in this box. And of course, it hit this one here. You can obviously get a bit more fancy with it if you want to, but I tell people not to stress themselves out too much. Literally, the most I'll do is, literally I'll have a sell stop, let's say at the bottom of this box. And that's how the confluence of the strategy is written for you. And I'll have a stop loss at the top of this box, and I'd be going for 1 to 2 risk to reward. 1 to 2 risk to reward. I'd be going for 1 to 1 or 1 to 2. And if we go for 1 to 1, which is 50 pips here, you can see price action did at least 50 pips there, basically. So right there was a trade setup. I was actually supposed to put this one in the setups last week. So this was actually a winning trade. But because I never gave it out, I never counted it as a trade setup. More than fair. But it was actually supposed to be one for a continuation of a sell. Right now, we're looking at price action breaking. it could turn this one into a turncoat. Sometimes this does appear. If you've ever had Neo for long enough, sometimes you will see that a turncoat might just appear and it will look like, hold on, it wasn't there before. This could turn into a turncoat. So keep your eyes peeled on this. You could get a break of this level here. And again, you could see price action breaking through here and then pulling back to this rejection level here. Which you can see here on these rejection levels, it will tell you the time frame, obviously the pair, it will tell you the price level in history where price on the daily chart has rejected from this level before. So this is why I call them bank levels. And it will also tell you how many times price is rejected there. So the more times price is rejected off a level, of course, it's going to give you a stronger rejection at present time. And the higher the time frame of the rejection level, the bank level, it's going to give you a stronger confluence of a rejection. We've all seen how strong these monthly level rejections are. And you can see this is a 3-time monthly rejection. And you can even see from that level, obviously, how price moved off of there several times, even from here to here, even from around here to here again, you can see that price has been respecting that level. So you could get a breakthrough from here for a continuation of a sell. If not, the strategy itself is based on these verified levels turning into turncoat levels for continuations of sells. So we can see price action going down here and then pulling back to this monthly rejection level here, which is a 2-time monthly rejection. So more than likely price will hold this level and continue to push price action down. AED-CHF is pretty low at the moment, so I can't imagine how much further they want to go. And being in 2024 now, I can see them at some point trying to, of course, reverse price action. I mean, this is the lowest point down here. I think this is the low of all history down here. So at some point, they're probably going to reverse price action to go back up, is what I'm trying to say. So even if you are trading it for a little bit more and you do get your entry based on down here, don't expect to take it, a crazy amount of pips low. 1-to-1, you're out. And if you are lucky enough, you take this entry based here. Really, your best entry would have been from here, because obviously if it was swinging all the way down to this level, that'd have been about 160 pips. So when it gets to pairs like this, I'm not really interested in them. Again, as you can see, if you go to any of the higher time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, price action's at like an all-time low. So where are you trying to take it to? You know what I mean? You're trying to create new structure, people, or are you trying to just find a trade that will look a bit better? So I'm not saying it can't win, but I'm just saying at the same time, you have to be realistic from what you can clearly see in front of your face. That price action is at an extreme low. So at some point, they have to find the bottom and reverse price action for a buy. Let's move on swiftly so I can get into some of your questions. If you have any questions, people, as well, I know it's early in the morning, London session. Please make sure you've got your questions on the sidelines. And it shouldn't take too long. There's not too many pairs. And I can go through any of your questions, even if it regards into trading or Neo or any of the services that I do offer. AED-JPY, what are we looking at here? Sell continuations. So I do believe that these JPYs might want to eventually go bullish, starting the new year, but currently we're still sticking in a bearish trend. And again, we do have this verified level here, which is great for us. So price action has done this huge breakout, then it's pulled back, then there was a continuation of a sell here, then we had this area here. So again, it's the same thing we can see. We can see a higher high has been formed up here, so people can better understand this. And then once you get this breakout, with this confirmation of this daily break of structure, this here is telling you that a higher high has been formed up here, most definitely. So it's locked in place. Now, what you're looking for is a lower high re-entry for this. On this strategy, I'm based on the 4-hour time frame, just so people understand that. And you can see, again, we had this area here, which was a verified area. So this being a verified area, at first it was untested. There was a continuation of a sell, I believe. Was it last week? It was, I think, the week before last. And the price actions obviously pulled back to this area, same area again, created a new lower high here, as we can see. And we're currently off of this area where a lower high could be formed. We are seeing a 70 pip sell. Price action hasn't gone to any of these rejection levels, but it did go towards them last week, as you can see here. So right now, it's one of those ones where you would have said, okay, there's a possibility of price action creating a lower high here. And even if you're looking at it in terms of structure breaks, I haven't just got on my 4-hour breaks of structure, but there was a 4-hour break of structure here. So in theory, you've seen a 4-hour break of structure with this candle, because this candle was bearish, bullish, and then bearish, and this low had been taken out. And we've seen price action pull back to this area, which is a monthly rejection again. So even if you're scalping, boom, you'd have been able to get yourself about 30 pips there. Again, I don't really trade like that, but I'm just trying to show you for you guys and girls. Obviously, if you want to be versatile, you can be with Neo. And you can see here on a 15-minute chart how it went to that monthly level. You had a 15-minute rejection candle, and then boom, you had a trade set up there like that. And you can even see on the 15-minute chart, this was technically a turncoat level, which is turned into a verified resistance. So this would have been a verified support, which had been broken, and then boom, boom, boom. There you go. You have a sell trade set up. Again, that is for the scalping type people. Is you really got to open your mind when it comes to trading. And even though I'm teaching people how to swing trade and day trade, that's what I do literally all the time. There's no difference if you want to scalp. You just got to make everything smaller. So if I'm telling you to look for a daily break of structure and you're entering on a 4 hour chart, then why wouldn't you go to, if you want to go lower, you look for a 4 hour break of structure and enter on the 1 hour chart. You look for a 1 hour break of structure and you enter on the 30-minute chart. You enter on you look for a 30-minute break of structure. You enter on the 15-minute chart. Like you just don't, you have to really open your mind up when it comes to this trade game. And that's how I tend to find strategies or tend to find an edge in the market. You can't be so, but what if I do this? But what happens if that happens? And what? No, it's just keep it simple. If it's happened like that on this time frame, do the same thing, but just lower it. Do the same thing, but just higher it, like higher the time frame. Is all you got to do. So it's not really confusing. I feel like a lot of people they stumble over themselves because they make it more confusing than it has to be. But you can see the process right there. If you was to get in there, because some people would say, but how do I know how to get in on that rejection line? Well, what did John just do? It just went to the 15-minute time frame and you can clearly see there's a rejection on the 15-minute here. If we went to the 5-minute, we'll probably be able to find the setup. I don't want to go there because I don't want it to start running probably a bit slow in this Zoom, but just got to open your mind up. Thank you, Naila. Thank you. Yeah, so you just got to open your mind up, people. Just keep it simple. You don't overcomplicate it. If you overcomplicate this thing and you think that, but what about this and what about that and what about, I'm telling you, you're just running a losing race. You're running a losing race. It's not that difficult. I'm going to say it time and time again to make it clear for 2024. There's 4 abbreviations price action does. It will do a higher high, a lower low, a lower high, and a higher low. That's it. Once you master where to pinpoint your lower high and your higher low re-entries, that's it. You're making money. And you can see here straight away, it's the same thing. We had a higher high, price action created a lower low, then it created a lower high, and then it sold 100 pips. Then it created another lower high, and then created another 170, 80 pips, and then it created another one. And then right now we've got 70 pips. That's it. So again, for continuations of sales on AJ, we're just looking at price action breaking this verified level based on strategy 2. You never know, it's CPI this week, so they might just do a huge sell, give you an entry there. Boom. So right now you could put a stop loss, a sell stop at the bottom of this box here, and then a TP is why I say TP, a stop loss at the top of this box, and then the TP will be 1-to-1 risk to reward or more. It could break this area here to give you a turncoat level as well, so it'd be the same difference there. You just got to make sure it's daily bearish as well. Go to the daily time frame. Yeah, it's still daily bearish currently. Still daily bearish. So yeah, you can even see it rejecting. And even that same level, look at this is what I'm saying. You got to open your mind. That same level on the 4 hour, that's a verified level. I really need people in 2024 to be on this wave. Like you've got to be literally looking at this like your brain is deciphering the matrix, literally. That's why I call it Neo. Look, on the daily time frame, this is a verified level. So if this is verified on the daily and we go to the 4 hour and that same exact area, look, let's just do it like this so you guys and girls can see. Boom, boom, boom. Let's put this line here so we can see that's where the verified level is. Let me just go here to the 4 hour. And then there you go. So you've seen that that's a daily verified box rejection for possible sells. You can see on the 4 hour, there's a possible lower high that can be formed here or in this weak area. Worst case up here, but that's getting a bit, right near the top. So we don't want to be looking for entries there. But we know that we're looking for a lower high that could form here, within here, or within here. Whatever confluences you use other than that to enter a trade, I'm talking for yourself. Neo has already shown you. Trend is bearish. Lower high can be formed here or here. Ideally, you'd want it to form in this area because we can even see there's rejection areas here, which is one of them is a monthly 2 times bank level rejection level. So there's a monthly chance in price action that price will reject from this area. Do you understand what I mean? And this is what you're seeing. Like you just got to keep your mind open, is what I'm trying to say. And you can see how I quickly just went from the daily to the 4 hour to even to the lower time frame. Like I keep it simple for you guys and girls, but I'm saying that if you do want to become better at something, you've got to open up your mind, when it comes to trading. And all of this, everything that you need to be able to trade is in this product already. That's the funny thing. And all I'm doing is just trying to make it easier for people that do second guess themselves a lot. That's why I'm updating it. It's not because it's not profitable. I think some people get confused with that as well. So thank you for anybody that can stay around here. Anybody that just, wants buy now and sell now signals, I'm sorry. I'm trying for you, but at the end of the day, I can only do how I know how to trade. So if there's a trade setup, there's a trade setup. If there isn't, there isn't. Here's one at the moment. Let's go into German 40. That might. So this one is not. Why is this one not showing up again? Still currently should be. I don't think it broke it. Did it break it? I have to double check that. I'll double check that later anyway. But I believe that this one here is going to start selling pretty much this week anyway. But let's go down to another time frame. Here we go. So here's another example of it right now on German 40. So there was a 4 hour box there. I don't know if it's the fact that it's disappeared or not. Again, these boxes, they won't repaint and move, even if they're there from before and you've set the area of your entry and your stop loss, that area can't magically disappear. It's still the area of the break of structure zone. I like to call them support and resistance area. So it'll still be there, but I am getting Neo updated to make sure that our new support resistance is a lot more better. This one's always giving me issues, but it works. And obviously anyone can attest to that has been trading it for long enough. So right now we can see we've got a daily break of structure here. And then what do we have? So if we've got a daily break of structure here, that means this whole area up here, a higher high on German 30. Sometimes it's called DE40 as well, depends on your broker. But yeah, we've seen a higher high formed up here and lock in place. Then what have we seen here? This is telling us that price action can pull back, create a lower high in this area right now. This is a H1 proven area. So in theory, we could get a lower high forming here for a continuation of a sell. Now, we're not seeing loads of rejection areas because price action is pretty high, but let's just do this quickly and go here and switch on the daily rejections as well. This is an index, by the way, people, this pair. Um, I'm gonna go here. Boom, there we go. So it's already shown us that here there is a bank level rejection. It is only a one-time rejection amount, so it's only rejected off this level once before on the daily chart. But we have got a rejection level in this area. So if it doesn't want to hold this area, we can already see here that there is another possible area here on the 1 hour where the lower high could be formed. So they might go up to here, create another verified level here because this is a weak resistance right now, and then sell. But in all fairness, I believe that it should hold this area here and then continue to push down for a sell trade setup. We'll see how that plays out anyway. But German 30 is the only one that's like immediately ready to go. I'm just explaining that to people. So anybody that is sitting here saying, I want trade now, John, I want trade. German 30 is what you'd look at for a sell trade setup on an index. The rest of them have already started to push down for trade setups. And for anyone that's waiting on gold right now for a gold trade, you have to sit on your hands. There is no gold. What is gold doing right now? You have to wait. It hasn't broken daily bearish structure yet. So I'm not looking to take any trade set up on it. I have to wait for the day candle to close. All right, cool. So let's move on from here. Let's move on. Move on. AD. AED New Zealand, the pair don't trade. So you can see the trend is bearish on AED New Zealand. We're back on the 4 hour chart. It's telling us that the lower high is this area here. So we've got the lower high here. Personally, I prefer to only have the weekly and monthly levels on. I only switch on the daily if there's no levels there at all. If there's too many rejection lines, I just switch off the daily. So we've got less noise on the chart, as you can see now. So yeah, it's telling us that lower highs can form in this area here. So if you're looking for a pullback and a better risk to reward, you're looking for price to come back to this level and then push back down for sells. If not, then you're looking for a continuation of a sell all the way down here. So this is quite far away. So I wouldn't be looking at selling this pair. This is 200 pips away before giving you an entry. So really and truly this week, unless it does a 250, 270 pip move or 300 pip move, which AD New Zealand's, the ADR is not even that big on this pair. You know, it's only 150 if it moves three times in one direction. So yeah, I wouldn't be looking to even sell this pair. You can still put an entry there, but it's probably not even going to go there anyway, unless it does a mad news move. So more than anything, if you was looking for a sell continuation, you'd want it to pull back to this area here, which is where the lower high can possibly form. We can also see that there is a, I'm gonna get here. It's not giving me the rejection level because of this. There we go. This is a weekly rejection area, so it could pull back into here, and then you could see the sell continuation going back down. So AD New Zealand is a sell trade setup. Let's go over into Euro CAD. So we can see Euro CAD, the trend is bearish as well. And here you go. So it's telling us that EuroCAD has the possibility of forming a lower high where people, a lower high here for a pullback and then a sell pullback down and a lower high here. So this is a better looking lower high area here. Reason being, because obviously we can see that this is a monthly rejection area once, and then we've got one here, which is a free time. So ideally you'd want EuroCAD to pull back up to like this area here. And then if you see it definitely go reversing and breaking 4-hour structure, turning this into a verified resistance area. So this box that's pink now will turn red. That's a great idea. That price action is going to continue to sell. Now, you don't have to wait for it to become a verified level. You just have to really, to give you a better indication that it's turning, you'd want to see like a 1 hour break of structure bearish or a 4-hour break of structure bearish. So you can again switch this on with Neo if you want to as well. But I'm at a point now where I can easily just mark up charts even with manual price action. It doesn't take me that long. So if we go here, you can see here, you can just put on different time frames you want to watch, and you've got a multi-time frame view. If you want to watch 1 hour breaks of structure, as well as daily, as well as 4 hour, you can switch on whichever ones you want. But the more you do switch on, you have to be careful because obviously they can overlap if you've got a 1 hour, 30-minute or whatever in the same break of structure area. So I tend to usually only have on 2 max, and most times I only really got on the daily more than anything, just to keep it there. But yeah, so you want price action to go back to one of these areas, preferably this one here, and then you can catch a break of structure, 1 hour or 4 hour bearish for the sell. If not, you want it to break this low here, so it might just do an immediate break of this level, which isn't too bad. And you definitely have your sell stop order down here, your stop loss here, and you could see price action doing something like this, pulling back to this monthly level and then continuing to sell down. If not, of course, you can still hold your trade and then expect to see the continuation of the sell. So it's either going to pull back first and then sell, or it's just going to break straight away and then sell, because it has been creating lower highs, lower highs. So it might just melt this time because it is CPI week. But if not, if it wants to do a fake out, pull back and then sell. But you want to look for your reversal more than likely off of this level. This is what Neo is showing you. So what I'm trying to tell you, you don't even have to stress. You just have to sit there, sit on your hands. If price action gets here and then you see the break of structure, now you've got a chance that the lower high could be getting formed here for the continuation of this sell trade. Simple. It's not even hard, people. Just sit on your hands. All right, cool. So that's your CAD. If you've got any question, guys and girls, even if it's regarding to trading, please just have them written down and then I can go through them after. Euro GBP, sell trade on Euro GBP, so sell trend on Euro GBP at the moment for this. Again, this is where the lower high formed. You're starting to probably see the pattern that I'm talking about now. You can see the higher high was obviously formed up here. Price action went down, pulled back, created a lower high here. Now we did go daily bearish, so sorry, bullish right now. So I think we're daily bearish. Let's just double check. Yeah, we are daily bearish, definitely from here. So when this low here got broken, we're obviously daily bearish now at the moment. So yes, you would be looking at continuations of sells. And where you're looking at continuations of sells is you want price action to pull back to this area here where lower highs can be formed. You can see how many rejections are in this area. So it's telling you that your better lower high can be formed up here as it stands for a continuation of a sell trade. But if not, it will just melt and then break this verified area, meaning it's a continuation of this lower high. And you would have your sell stop down here, basically, and then your stop loss will be up here, and you'll be going for a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2. your take profit is always measured on the size of this box. So whatever the size of this box is, which is 47 pips, let's just say that's 50 pips for now, let's just say, to make it easier. That means your TP is 50 pips going down this way, or 100 pips for a 1 to 2 trade setup. So there's Euro GBP for a sell continuation, either up here for a better risk to reward, so you can get more out of the trade, or straight continuation, and you just get 1 to 1 from that turncoat area. We got GBP JPY next. Do 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 do. No, I wouldn't look at it like that. That's what I said, because you want to have something there, is what I'm trying to tell you. And it's not showing me right now. Let me see here on the markup I've done, because I'm not looking at trading view. Hold on. No, even on trading view, it tells me that you want it to pull back when I did the markup. So this is why we want the update. So on the update, you're going to be able to see other areas. So on the update, if there was another support area here like this, then yes, the lower high can form here for the continuation of the sell. But one thing I will tell you, what I've seen from price action, especially having to trade hypergrowth style, you always want price action to pull back. If it doesn't pull back, then you want to catch the continuation after here like this from the breakout. But 9 out of 10 times, if not 10 out of 10 times, you want price action to pull back. Let it pull back. Let it do whatever liquidity grabs it wants to do to the upside or to the downside, then create the lower high and then catch the move. The reason why that's better is because you've obviously got a better chance of it holding that area and continuing. But when it does something like this, it's not really the best most times, because you could get this now and it could do this. Then maybe Tuesday there's a lot of news, and then now it decides to go and do that. And then now you're in a bad position. Do you understand? So it's always better to just wait. If you're looking for a trade entry from the start of the week, wait for the pullback. 9 out of 10 times, that's going to save you from holding drawdown. I kid you not. And I've had to learn that the hard way. Literally. I've literally had to learn that the hard way of holding drawdown. It's like, just wait for the pullback. And if it don't give it to you, then there will be one which does give it to you. Literally. You just got to wait. That is the thing with this game. When they say patience, but the problem is that people get patience confused with, oh, it's like you have to be patient and that's how you're going to become a great trader. No, you still need to know the core fundamentals of the market. Again, I'm going to say it again for everybody that is watching this Zoom. This isn't even a VIP one I've done now. Even though this is what I'll do in a VIP Zoom every Sunday, I'm just letting everyone join in because, started the year and everything. Is that literally, I'm gonna tell you this time and time again. And everyone, when they start making proper money for it, they're gonna say, John did not chat no rubbish. The market is just going to create higher highs, lower lows, lower highs, and higher lows, regardless if you trade the 1 minute all the way to the monthly time frame. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what anybody else is telling you, ICT, SMC, ICC. I know there's another guy that does ICC. Whatever they're trading, teacup patterns, harmonics, Fibonacci's, doesn't matter. It's just going to do either one of those four. And what you need to establish is a trend on any of those time frames you're looking at. Yeah. When it has established a trend for you on that time frame, all you have to do is look for the lower high or the higher low re-entry. How are you going to figure that out? That's completely up to you what you use. I'm showing you how you can use Neo to do it. In my one-on-one sessions, I show you how you can use Neo, and I show you how you can do straight raw price action, as in you don't even need to use an indicator. In my one-on-one sessions, I can show you that. Again, anyone that's done the one-on-ones knows exactly what I'm talking about. Pure price action you can use to establish where higher lows and lower highs are forming. That is all you need. It doesn't matter. You can use order blocks, you can use fair value gaps, you can use liquidity runs, you can use session opens and close, whatever you want to do. But all you have to care about is those four things. I wish somebody told me that from day one, but I'm telling you now, because in 2024, it's going to save your ass. It's going to save your ass. It's that simple. Like, all you have to care about is higher low and lower high re-entries. If you don't do that, you're going to be losing most times. Find a trend and find a higher low and a lower high re-entry. And I kid you not, you focus on that this year, you're going to make some damn money. It's that simple. All right, cool. The next one is GBP JPY. So you can see the same thing here happen on GBP JPY right now. Again, you can see a daily break of structure here. The trade, this is already a trade I've already told people to look at this week as well. Straight away, I've already given this as a trading view analysis. It's the same thing. So an update on Neo V4 when it does come out, you'd have like a support area, something like this here as well. And you can see the idea of what's happening here. You can see, so imagine you would have this support, pardon me, here. You've obviously got a proven H4 level, which is even better than a verified level. So it's telling you it's very strong. Not only that is you would have this gray area I've just marked up as well. And what can we see? The same thing happening here. A higher high has been locked in place, and you can see the same as that thing. Lower high sell, 500 pip sell, guys and girls. This was a trade setup I gave up at this point. You saw, so I gave out. It wasn't a signal, it's a trade idea because I was still working on the process of Neo V4, but you can see I was a 500 pip sell. I posted the profits of this trade as well at the time. And you can see here, there was another one that was formed here for 400 pips. And now we have a possible another one here. I personally think they might be trying to go bullish again with the JPYs as we're in the new year. But even if it doesn't sell all the way back down here, it might not. You could still get price action giving you a good enough trade setup. And even getting in here alone was at least 80 pips, which still gave you something off of this level so far. If your stop loss was above this box, obviously it's not 1-to-1 just yet. So you'd have to be looking to hold the trade a little bit more. But of course, this could sell down some more. If you're looking at a Neo Strategy 2 trade setup, it could give you a turncoat from here. And if this does become verified, if not, then you're looking for down here, which is obviously a lot of pips for it to go down here. So ideally, you'd want it to push down a bit this week for Strategy 2, and then really and truly give you another setup next week, unless it does a crazy JPY move, which we've seen them do before with these types of souls. Maybe it does like a 700 pip sell this week. But for now, strategy 2 is pretty far away. So really and truly, you'd be looking at trying to see if it was going to sell from this area here. I do prefer for it to have done this pullback this week into this area for this reversal, a midweek reversal sell, but it might just decide to sell from here straight away. Completely down to you how you trade. For me at the moment, I'm not touching this pair because to me it looks like, and again, this is Neo strategy. Sorry, this is Neo V4, the setup. So it's not exactly a strategy 2 trade. So I'm not entering it now. It could decide to start breaking up a bit more. The JPYs, a lot of them gave more indication that they want to start going bullish again when I went over all of them. So I was like, I'd rather be patient for these trade setups. And if it is going to go bullish, then I'll start to actually look for signal trades for continuation of bullish buys going in the weeks ahead rather than selling it. But yeah, right now, you did have a clean setup here based on what I was just telling you with higher highs and lower high re-entries. Again, if you go down to the lower time frame, just for anyone here that says, John, I just want to trade higher at lower time frames. Don't want to, don't want to swing. There you go. You had look here. That same idea of what I've just told you of higher time frame price action, higher high, lower high re-entry. If you went to the 15-minute chart, not only was there a 4-hour proven level here on the 15-minute chart, there was a verified level which had 3 times rejection from here. On top of that, you have a bank level rejection level here, giving you a very strong indication that price action could continue to sell from this area. And where is it? Boom, 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 boom. This is from Asian session though. So from Asian session, you had a rejection here. And let's just see how this looked. Boom. If you did want to go for it, you wanted to take it. This was a 40 pip stop loss and almost 100 pip trade. So it was at least a 1 to 2 sold trade setup for those scalpers. But the scalping would have come from the idea of the higher time frame, knowing that lower highs can be formed in this area here, and then you would have went down to a lower time frame to get that entry. So yeah, that's GBP JPY continuations of sells. I still think the market has to break out a little bit more. I'm really waiting for CPI. And I mentioned that to all the signal traders in the VIP last week. CPI is really going to give us the push we need to clear out all of the Christmas and New Year's junk, the funk of the market. So the next one is NZDJPY. NZDJPY. Let's get into NZDJPY. So NZDJPY, what we can see here is sorry, NZDCHF on NZDJPY. So the trend is bearish. Just to let people know, this counts the amount of days it was bearish for. So it's 24 days ago. It's been bearish since. And you can see the same exact setup here. Same exact thing happened here. Can't lie about this. Look, see, daily break of structure bearish. That means the higher high was locked in place there. Obviously, Neo's told you that the trend is there as well for the sell. We can see price action has come to this level once. It's even come back to this same lower high possible retest area where it could be formed a lower high. So there was the lower high sell here for 160 pips, and you're seeing the same thing here again, which is telling you, boom, this one's done about 54 pips from this area. We have a rejection level here at this same area around here. So even though we had the rejection here, we also have this here as well. And JPY, just want to do this. Yeah. There is another, like on Neo V4, there was another level like this here, something like this here for you as well, which would have shown you that this was a strong pullback area for continuations of sells. So there's still currently 12 spaces to get into the beta group for Neo V4. Please let me know if you're interested so we can get this coded already and we can have these extra support and resistance that I'm showing you on the chart. Like I've said, you're going to be able to see straight away that, if you've got this, imagine you've got this here like this. So you know straight away when price action was down here, you're just waiting for price to go in here and you'll be able to have caught all of these sell trade setups. And then as it forms these untested weak verified areas as well with the other support on top of the update, you would know that, yep, you're looking for continuations of sells. But you can even see here, look, daily breakup structure, price actions pull back to this level, lower high re-entry, 54 pips. It's literally, it's going to show you everything. You're not even going to have to even stress about trading. It's just that. And then for, like I said, later on down the year, you're going to have the auto trading feature for you guys and girls as well. So NZDJPY, we're looking at it breaking this low down here for a Neo Strategy 2 trade setup. It is obviously very far away. So it is a bit of a waiting game, but we never know. You have to just be patient with these things. It could just do a massive sell move with CPI or FMOC this week. I believe there is. And we could see that. There might even be JPY news in Aussie session. I'll check that in a bit to see what we're going through. But that's NZDJPY continuations of sells. If not, you already had your sell entry pretty much from here, from the get-go. And that's how I marked out the chart like that. And then we have German 30, which I've already gone through with you, which is this area here for possible sell continuation. This pair moves a bit funny. It can be very slow and then just do huge breakouts. So that is what we are looking at the moment for Neo Strategy 2. Just a waiting game. It's just a waiting game. But on top of that, you don't have to sit there and watch it. Like I've said, you can literally, any of the pairs that I've gone through here and have put in the Telegram group in the VIP, you can literally put a sell stop here, stop loss here. And then if this is a 65 pip trade, yeah, sorry, 65 pip stop loss, you're just going to be looking for 65 pips take profit, literally. So that's what you have to do. So you can put your entry, stop loss, and take profit, and you can walk away. You don't have to sit here and wait for them. You can literally put buy and sell stops. All of those 30 winners and 7 losers are literally based on that. It's on price action holding this area when it turns into a turncoat, whether it's verified the support or verified resistance. And that is what that was gauged on. And you can see how, again, over 8 weeks, there was 30 winners, 7 losers, which was like at least about a 70% win rate with price action, which is pretty crazy. Okay, cool. So has anybody got any questions that they want to ask me? That's what I want to start with. Any questions you want to ask me, please feel free to ask me now. Please feel free. Don't be shy, guys and girls. If you've got questions, let me know. Let me know. If you've got questions, it's good to just get them out. If you're shy, you're not gonna answer any, you're not gonna get no questions asked answered. Sorry. Yeah, there'll be a link, Andy, for sure. Any pairs you'd like me to check, guys and girls, that you do trade yourself, let me know. If you've got any pairs, if you're here, let me know. If you're looking at a pair now, gold, gold. I just find it so funny the way people are obsessed with gold. I find it hilarious. I literally trade everything, but the way everybody's obsessed with gold. Gold, what is gold doing? John, gold. Gold is like exactly what I've said. If you've just joined now, you've probably joined late, but you have to wait. Like, just I can't stress it enough to people. I cannot stress it enough. I get there's 1,000 billion scalping gold groups out there. I really do get it, people. But I'm going to tell you as well, time and time again, if you just wait for gold to break daily structure and then look for your setup, you're going to have like at least a 7 or 8 out of 10 chance of having better trade setups. Just wait. Right now, gold has to break this low here, and it will go daily bearish. Yeah, we can see it looks like it wants to attempt to do that. Once it breaks that low over there, it's going to create a daily supply on this candle here. Boom. Yeah. And then all we have to do is wait for the 4 hour supply retest or the daily supply retest. So if it creates a daily break of structure on this candle, this big gray candle, yeah, then boom, you just wait for it to go down, pull back, and then continue to sell. You're going to be able to get your sell trade setups. And more than likely, if it breaks daily structure this week, it's more than likely going to continue to go bearish with CPI because it's already showing us that that's what they want to shift. NFP failed to break bullish structure and it failed to break bearish structure. So if they break bearish structure now, more than likely they're going to go down, pull back with CPI, and then continue to sell with CPI because gold it's already hit its all-time high. I can't imagine it needs to go any higher right now. More than likely they need to pull back, grab some liquidity down here, here, and here maybe. I don't know if they'll go all the way down here, but you should get at least 1 to 2 trade setups on sells for gold, literally. I don't know if it wants to keep buying all the way up, but I don't need to care about that. What I need to care about is how it's forming its daily breaks of structure. And if it breaks daily bearish, we just sell it. If it breaks bullish, we just buy it. Just follow that. You're going to see me do it through the whole of 2024 this year. And you're going to see exactly how I've done it. If you wait for that, you're going to have more winning trades than you're going to have losing trades. It's really that simple, guys and girls. Um, I'll be doing hypergrowth for as long as possible. Like I've said, the that's okay, blessing. I'll check EU and GU in a second. I'll answer that question. For hypergrowth, you gotta understand what I'm trying to do with hypergrowth this time. The first time I tried to do it, which I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I can't remember. I think it was last year. Um, I was trying to scale accounts for people so these accounts will grow. This time I'm not doing that because I've noticed what is more successful with me in hypergrowth is trade the money, make the money, withdraw the money. Don't trade the money and try and grow the money to something substantial unless you want to do that for yourself. It's not impossible, but it's better for you to do that for yourself because you can really take a snail's pace, is what I'm trying to say. But if you put 1,000 in an account and you're able to withdraw 1,000 in that month, profit on top of that 1,000, or maybe even 1,005 or 2,000 if you're lucky. It just depends on, the trades that come through, how quick they move off, your strategy, whatever. If you're able to do that, you've made money. There is no if, buts, or maybe. You don't have to make 10,000 on that 1,000. Do you understand? So that is kind of what I'm doing this time. It's more like people invest money, whatever I make, withdraw. Do you understand? And then you keep it like that. And the more you put in the account over time, the more I just keep doing that process, obviously with wins to losses, then you just withdraw and that's it. Yeah, you withdraw or you add more money to the account rather than me trying to compound the account because I don't think it's a really fair ask for anybody in the trading industry to expect someone to trade $100 or $1,000 and they should turn that money into X amount of money for you. Now it's easier to do that when you've got more money, but like I said to another person that was interested in it is how many people are actually going to drop, from what I have in my community, how many people are willing to drop 50,000 in an account? You drop 50,000 in an account, I guarantee you I'll get your consistent money, no problem whatsoever. And it'll be decent, consistent money. But unless you're literally trying to do that, yeah, it's a reset every month. But unless you're willing to drop 50,000, 100,000, I'm not scaling an account for you because it just doesn't make sense. It's asking for something that's not really a fair ask. If you're dropping X amount of money, yeah, let's do some quick flips. Every month, let's do some quick flips. So if you drop 1,000, like I said, and then I turn that to 1.5 profit and then we split that, cool. Let's just keep it simple. But I'm not going to turn that 1,000 into 10,000. If you want to keep leaving money there so it grows, and then we eventually were splitting that 10,000, yeah, but that's down on the trader. Do you get it? So if the trader says, yeah, I don't want to withdraw my split, I want to leave it there. So When it does get more, I want to withdraw. Completely up to you if you want to do that. You understand? You can do that as much as you want. I was even telling people as well that if you also want to do this with the splits, use your own thing. I'm gonna, as well as me doing the splits and the trading with other people and the hypergrowth with the trade copying, I'm still gonna have my own hypergrowth account as well, which is all my money. You understand? So you can do that yourself. You can literally set up your own social trader and copy trade off of the account that you give me, and you can literally hypergrowth it however you want. You can stack as much money as you want from it. So you might always say that, okay, I only want to leave 2.5K with John, over a period of time of however you've put your money and your investment into that account. And every time John just makes some money off that 2.5K, I'm going to take some money out of that. And then I'm going to start my own hyper growth, trade copying from what he's doing. And then I want to scale that to 100K. If you want to do that, actually, that's up to you. I'm not controlling that. All I'm focused on is multiple users and then multiple users and us being able to get paid within the month. So you're either going to get paid weekly, every 2 weeks, or every 3 weeks, or within the month. It just depends. Obviously, the more money you put in your account, the easier it is to even get paid weekly. Because if I do 100% growth on a $2,000 account, by golly, we're going to withdraw profits by the end of that week. If I manage to turn it to $4,000, I'm not going to wait to the end of the month before we withdraw. Just withdraw the money, is what I'm trying to say. So at least, if anything, you haven't had any losses. You understand? You've covered yourself. And if not, you've made money. So hopefully that makes sense for you anyway. Anyone else that understands that process. If you have more questions about hypergrowth and the trade copying I'm doing, let me know as well so I can answer your questions here. Euro USD and GBP USD. If you've got questions on that, please let me know on the hypergrowth and trade copying or prop firm manual management or VIP or Neo. Let me know. Don't be scared. It's London session. We're here. I mean, we're chilling. Like, ask questions. GU, EU. Do. So EU, I'm not personally touching these trades because I want them to pull back some more. They've already done more than enough of an ask from this low to this high, which is about 600 pips. If you're looking for the reversal sell, I don't know. It depends what you're looking for right now. What are you looking for? Are you looking for sells or are you looking for buys as well, by the way, Travis? That's what it depends on. Depends what you're looking at, mate. You have to give me your idea. For me on these pairs at the moment, I would only be looking for buys because of the trend it's in. I'd be waiting for it to break daily structure before I give it an idea whether it's going to buy again. That's what I'd be looking at. The trend is bullish. GU and EU is bullish. Right now, you should only be looking for buys, but it's daily bearish. So I'd be waiting. If I was using the way I trade, I'd be waiting for it to go daily bearish and then looking for continuations of buys, literally. That's what it is. So if you go to the daily chart on EU, you can see it's bearish. Broke this low here, boom. So it went daily bearish right now. So if it breaks this, where is it? Boom, 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 boom. Is this bearish? I can't tell if this is a bearish or bullish candle. Oops. I can't tell if this is bearish or bullish. Can't tell. I can't tell if this is bearish or bullish, this candle. Close, yeah, I can't tell. But if this is a bearish candle, then you want it to break this high here. And then it will go daily bullish, and then you're looking for continuations of buys. If it is a bullish candle, then you still need a bearish candle to form. So you've got a pullback candle, and then you want it to break. So if this candle closes bearish, then Tuesday closes bullish above this high here, and then it goes daily bullish. But right now, you'd have to go to TradingView to zoom in a bit better to check this out. This candle here. But yeah, you want it to go daily bullish, and then you want to look for continuations of buys, basically. That's what you'd be looking at, especially if it does go daily bullish, then there's a high chance it will continue to buy. And then CPI could actually take price action higher up, basically. That's what it is. It's the same thing as GU as well. Same thing. So GU is still daily bearish at the moment. Is it daily bearish? Yes, it is. It broke this low here, this candle. So it's daily bearish. You can even see here it's daily bearish. So you want it to go daily bullish. So it would only go daily bullish if it breaks this high up here, basically. So imagine it goes bullish and breaks this high. here, then you'd be looking for continuations of buys. That's how I would look at the market. Obviously, other people will look for that. So until that happens, there's nothing else you'd be looking at. And when that does happen, again, what do? You just go to your 4 hour chart and then you'd look for any weak or untested support areas for it. Once it breaks, where can it pull back to for a continuation of a buy going up? That's what you'd be looking at, literally. So it's all down to CPI. It's CPI. We're going to go into news now as well. Literally. We'll go into news. Give me a second, people. Do, 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 do. Okay, we are on news. See, so what I do with news is I just go over to here, filter, and I put everything on high impact because that tells me the real moves of the market and what days are going to be the most volatile days. All of this is on generics, just these three ticked, I believe, here. And then just press apply. And then now it only shows me high impact news for the week. So I can already see today is not the busiest day right here. The busiest day of this week, if we just zoom down, is, or scroll down, should I say, sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Thursday. Thursday has the most high impact news. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's got 10 events. Thursday, obviously having CPI as well. Yeah. So Thursday is where the real action is going to be. So what could happen is they could either gear up on Wednesday and then do the continuation on Thursday, or they're just going to do the actual gear up, the big move on the Thursday. This is what you're going to see. And then obviously the continuation on the Friday. But really, you're looking at Thursday being the most predominant day for price action to give you a clear view in the market. It's better when it does happen CPI on a Tuesday, but hey, you got to take it as it comes. So they could do this as well, though. There is unemployment balance of trade. They could actually gear up for stuff on the Thursday. So if you see a lot of daily structural breaks on the Tuesday, I would say, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there we go. So Tuesday's the set. It's got 7 days. Thursday's obviously got the most. Friday will more than likely be the continuation. So yeah, out of the days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there you go. So if we see a lot of daily structure breaks on the Tuesday, then we know that okay, the Wednesday is probably going to be the liquidity hunts up and down, the fake outs, because CPI is obviously on the Thursday, and then the Thursday you're going to get the big, huge continuation of the move. So Tuesday's got the second amount of the most high impact news. So look for a lot of see what price action is doing in terms of daily structural breaks, whether they're bullish or bearish. Again, so if we do get a daily structure break even on gold today, then more than likely we should see a pullback continuation on the Tuesday, straight away. And then more than likely we'll see a consolidation on gold on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we could see the liquidity hunt back up to the highs and then the massive continuation back down for the sell. So we could see something like that. So imagine it will go something like this. Do, 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 do. Let's go over here. Let's go to gold. Here to gold, and then boom. So, oh boy, yawns of yawns, boom. So we're gonna get more than likely a daily structure break here, bearish. This will turn this into a supply. This candle here will turn into a supply. Daily supply. Okay. Mm. This will turn this candle into a daily supply. Our zones will be like this. Boom, boom, boom. This is I give you the gold chart analysis. Our zone will be like this, and then now we'd need the 4 hour chart to give us an idea of a pullback. Obviously, it hasn't closed yet, so we would be expecting price action to probably go like this down here, create another 4 hour break of bearish structure, probably create another 4 hour supply somewhere like here, and then continue to go down towards this liquidity low here, which is a daily liquidity sweep down there. So we'd be expecting it to do something like that, basically, for a continuation of gold. What I tend to do to find my take profits, I go to the weekly chart. And then when I go to the weekly chart, I just look at all of these previous weekly lows or highs for take profit levels. So even when I give you the chart, a take profit level will be down here. If it has pulled back into this daily supply, another take profit level will be, oops, will be here like this. Boom. Um, yeah, so you look at the ones all the way to the left, another take profit level will be like here, and then so on. So we'd be expecting, if we go back to the daily chart on gold, this is what we'd be looking at in continuations of sales on gold. So we wanted to break daily structure, create a 4-hour supply, which it's already created a 4-hour supply here as well. That's a create one. Yeah, it's already created a 4-hour supply here. This is huge. I cover the massive wick as well. So the supply started from this bear bullish candle here. Boom. So it'd be this huge. You could either make it this big, or if you want to be more conservative, you can make it just that candle size. I prefer to do the whole candle like this, just in case of it wants to wick into this area. But you can make it either the size of this bullish candle, or you can make it the higher high right there. So you could see price action doing this, boom. And then we could be seeing the sell continuation down to this liquidity low here. So when you're looking at a trade setup and a continuation of a trade setup, let's just say it stays within this region, it'd be something like that. Boom. Never ever put your stop loss like this. Give your stop loss a little bit of breathing room, and then you'd be looking for a trade setup like that. And this is how I literally give you guys and girls like a 2.8 hour trade. Now, it might not do that. It could give us we obviously have to wait for price action to move. It could give us a 4-hour supply somewhere, maybe down here, something like this, if price action moves. And then if it does something like that, then you could have a supply here on the 4-hour and your stop loss with a little bit of breathing room like that. And then now you can end up with like a 6-hour trade like that. More than likely, it will sell here because even if we look on the 4-hour, there is a fair value gap between here and here. And this is probably what they're going to go and clear with that, with price action continuing to sell. And if we go to the daily chart, there's also a fair value gap on the daily between here and here. And let's go to the weekly chart and see how it is. Nope, there is no fair value gap on the weekly, but on the weekly, there is this. So you see, this is how John does it. You see on the weekly chart, there's a liquidity wick left here. So we know there's a strong chance they're going to target here because at this level, there is loads of orders in the market or stop losses, whatever the hell you want to call it. There's loads of orders like this, which the banks can see. So when they are selling price for the continuation after this daily structural break, they're going to go towards this area here to go collect the money that is down here, aka liquidity. So this is what we can see them going for here, literally. And as we know right now, they've left the liquidity wick up here. And what did they do? They just went to go do the same thing. So there was previous liquidity wicks up here, like these white lines. And this time they just took it all out. It was, I think it was higher. It was here. Yeah, boom. So they took it all out. So they left wicks here, here. And then obviously this time they went to go grab it, left it again. But this time, if they are going to sell back down again, we have our wick here, and that's what we're going to be expecting for the continuation of this sell. Does that make sense, what I just said there on gold, even though I went through it quickly? Does that make sense? Want people to know? Let me know. They're with me. Let me know if you're with me, people. Let me know. That is what you're looking at. Literally, it's just that simple, people. I kid you not. It's not, I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it. This is why you don't see me like trading crazy. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is why you just don't see me scalping. Like, I just don't scalp because it's just easier to look at the chart like this. And that's what I feel personally. It's like, it's simple. Just wait for that daily break of structure, wait for the pullback, trade the trade. It's simple. It's either going to pull back to this area here where there's a supply and sell, or it's going to create a new supply down here on the 4-hour, and then it will sell. It's going to do either or. If it's going to continue, if it breaks daily bearish structure, it's going to do either or. There's like a 1 out of 10 chance. This is how you gain confidence. There's like a 1 out of 10 chance it's going to break daily bearish structure and then go and break daily bullish structure straight away. It doesn't tend to do that. You know, structure sticks, and that is the 4 abbreviations, which is higher high, lower low, higher low, and lower high. What is it forming? If it pulls back to this area here, people, what is it forming out of the four abbreviations? What's it going to form? That's exactly it, people. It's going to form a lower high. Can you see it's all the same difference? I've just shown you a fancy way of to do it with supply and demand. It's the same difference. That's what it's going to form as a lower high. Like literally, even this sell trade today, I guarantee you I'm going to be able to find how we could have traded this sell trade today. I just don't do this because it'd be too much work. You understand? It'd just be too much work for me to have to go and do this and then be calling out these trade setups. But look, if we go to the 4 hour chart, where are we to catch this sell trade today? So boom, 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 boom. We are already, it's this simple. Let's remove all these drawings quickly. Okay. Friday, Thursday, from Thursday, we already went 4 hour bearish from here. Price action. Let's do this, let's zoom in a bit better. See if it did do it. So if you trade in the 4 hour chart, you can see here, boom. It was very touching cloth though, very. Okay, this one is very, let me zoom in to make sure. Okay, no, it didn't. Yeah. Cool. So it didn't. So already I can see it never broke 4 hour structure recently. We have to go to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see here. That was 1 hour bullish. Boom, 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 boom. Going into Monday. We went up, we went down, we went up, went down. Yeah, boom. Okay, so we haven't even had a pullback. That's bad. Bad if you, it's not bad, but just is what it is. All right, cool. So already you haven't got a pullback. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. Where are we? Trying to see where the pullback went to. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, this is what I can see here. No, it's here. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. So 30-minute is how you would have been able to gauge this sell trade continuation from what I can see straight away. You had a break of structure of this low here with this candle breaking that low. If that was the break of structure area from there, the bullish candle before that was this one here. There you go. And I like to cover the highest point, which would have been up here. Boom. So, in fact, sorry, my bad. The supply would have been from here. Boom, boom, boom. So here you go. Here's where the candle would be. So we had a break of structure from this area here. The highest point we can see was this bullish candle here. This was the last bullish candle before that move. Sorry, let me be clear. Break of structure here from this low. This candle here was the last bullish candle before that move. The highest point was up here. Boom. So if we did that on the 30-minute, we have a supply area here. Okay. Now we want to find how we would have been able to catch an entry into this trade. So in the 30-minute, we can see that there was actually no entry. But if we go down to a time frame, let's go down to the 15-minute. Boom, boom, boom. Even on the 15-minute, you still wouldn't have had an entry like that. You see, this is why I don't bother to go lower, by the way. You can see how much more. But you can do it. It's very feasible. We'll find how you would have caught this entry. You'll see. You go to the 5-minute time frame. So we know we're 30-minute bearish. And you go down to the 5-minute time frame, and then boom, you was waiting for price action to pull back to this area or to give you another supply or demand area. There was another break of structure of this low here from this candle. So this bearish, bullish candle here would have given you a 5-minute supply, and that was your entry there. So you was using the 30-minute trend and finding yourself an entry on the 5-minute chart. You could have done the same thing on the 15-minute chart, and I'll show you right now as well. That's how you would have caught this sell trade today. But honestly, this is why I just can't be bothered to do it. It just takes more work. Doesn't mean that, oh, but can't you make money though if you do this? Yeah, you can, but at the same time, it's what levels of stress you just want to give yourself. But there you go. Boom. So you had a 30-minute trend break of structure. So you had a 30-minute bearish trend and a 5-minute re-entry. You went to the 15-minute chart, you probably could have found the same trade to keep it more easier for yourself, which was right here. You had a 15-minute bearish trend based on this supply here and price action breaking this low. And then you didn't have a, did you did actually have one. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, you had a 15-minute supply here as well. But if you went to the 5-minute, you would have had a better entry. As you can see, you would have had your entry like that, which was still an 8-hour trade. There you go. You had a 15-minute break of structure, bearish, and a 5-minute re-entry for the sell trade set up. And obviously, if you're looking at the liquidity wicks, it would have been the same as that thing I mentioned on the higher time frame on a weekly. You had your liquidity wick targets down here. So this is how you've probably seen anybody in any other group catching a sell trade. If they have caught a sell trade, I guarantee you they've used a 15-minute chart for trend and a 5-minute entry. If they wanted to be more particular, they've gone down to the 1 minute to find a sell trade entry. So anybody you've seen saying sell, 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 and gold in all these groups, that's all they've done. And that was just based on structure. The only thing that I haven't done here is just showing you the break of structures actually on the chart, but the break of structures here. It's right there. Boom. Right there. You see? Really that simple. I'm telling you guys and girls, it's literally that. All I'm doing, I keep saying time and time again, is I'm just using Neo to show you how this thing is forming if you don't know how to do this yourself. But if you want to learn what I'm doing here, you just 101, man. It'll save you a lot of time and hassle. You can spend, putting 500 in an account and trying to figure it all out. You can just spend 60 GBP and I'll teach you how to do all this stuff properly with repetition. That's the thing. Yeah, anybody got any questions on anything I've just said or any of my services or anything like that as well? But literally, that's how you would have caught this gold trade today. You literally would have used a 15-minute chart to find trend bias and a 5-minute or 1-minute chart for entry. And there you go. Boom, you have an 8-hour trade. You pass the proper count. Possibly in future for Neo. But right now, you don't really have an issue with Neo. I think more people, they have this thing where they feel they need to trade Neo on the account they're trading from. But you got to understand, I've got 25 accounts, people. I only have Neo on MT4 on one account. The rest of them I just enter on my phone. You don't need Neo on the account you have to be trading from. You can use Neo on a demo account even, and then just enter the trade on your phone. It takes a couple of seconds, literally. It's not like I've said, if I'm able to do it with 25 accounts, I'm sure people can do it with just entering one other account on their phone. You know what I mean? You don't have to stress too much. And when it comes to auto trading bot, um, of course, then I understand that might be a thing for people that they obviously they want the auto trading bot to trade that actual account. Completely understand that. So at that time, I can't say it definitely will be changed over because it costs quite a lot. Can it be used on? No, it can only be used on MT4. What's that? Deriv.com in the future. I don't know about that. If it's a broker on MT4, let's say as it stands, yes, it can be used on that. But if it's not a broker, then no. If it's like a website, then no. I kid you not, I'm telling you, it's worth it having it, you know. Like it's worth it for the fact that it's actually lifetime access you're getting it for. That's more than anything. You put the money down, you pay for it, and you just don't look back. Like you've got it. They trade synthetic in yeah. I don't know if a broker has it, which is an MT4 broker, has those synthetics. Um, I know those are like Vox, whatever it's called, and all of that, volatility, yeah, whatever that pair is called. I know a lot of people in South Africa trade it. If it's got that, then yes, you can use it. But literally, like people need to not worry about Neo as I need this to change everything for me. It's like it's an analysis tool. That's what it is. And if you use it as an analysis tool, you'll be fine. It will get you there. It'll get you through the door. More than likely. I kid you not. Kid you not. Anybody got any other questions they've got for me on this? Anything like that? Let me know, people. Don't be shy. See the same thing happening here, though. This is crazy. You have your higher high here. This is your lower low. Your higher high. And then your lower high. Yeah, there you go. And that's how you even knew how to sell as well on gold based on your 15-minute analysis, even if you was there, literally. So you can already see boom, boom, boom. That's how you knew to look for the continuation. And that's 100. That's 100. So here, remove drawings. 1 hour. Daily. That's 100 was actually very nice on Neo for the continuation of the sell. Mm, drawings, boom. Okay, so NAS 100, when we're looking at it from a daily perspective, we can see it here straight away. That NAS is daily bearish. Boom. NAS broke this low here, it became daily bearish, meaning there was a daily supply up here for price action. Boom. We go down to the 4-hour chart. Go down to the 4-hour chart, see what we see. When we go, this is exactly what I'm talking about, like gold, you see? So you waited for that daily bearish break. And then here, there was also a 4-hour supply here. Boom. There was obviously one up here as well, but price action never pulled back to this area after it broke out this low. It never pulled back, so that's irrelevant. And to be fair, we had to wait for the daily bearish break of structure, which happened here. So right there, as soon as you had this daily break of structure, this 4-hour break of structure here, and mark this out, boom. There you go. And then this was a supply area. And then you see the same thing. Did you not? There's many variations. It depends on what time frames you want to use, but I'm just showing you like the most easiest one for a beginner. That's a busy person. Daily 4-hour. Boom. There you go. That was your soul trade set up there on NAS. Literally like that. And then just to show you how Neo helps you. So you can see here, I've shown you on price action how you could have caught this sell trade setup. Now, we go over here. And then you'll see this as well. Boom. Same trade on Neo, and look how Neo gave you the same setup. Daily break of structure here. Neo printed for you turncoat right here, and then you can see, so this was a possibility of a trade setup. When price action came here, your stop loss would have been here, so you would have had like a 70 pip stop loss, and this was a 350 pip trade, 360 pip trade, just like that. Neo shown you that there was a major level of support here that had been broken on the 4-hour for a possible hold continuation of a trade. I believe it was daily, so 6 candles ago. So I believe the trend was bearish as well. I think it was, yeah. So it would have been here. So 6 candles ago. So yeah, I think it was bearish. I remember it was, but there you go. Boom. That's how Neo would have given you that trade setup as well. Let's see if we go to Neo now and we'll go to the 4-hour. So if you're looking at a continuation of a sell on this, you want NAS to pull back up to this turncoat area and then sell back down, basically. That's what you'd be looking at based on Neo. Let's go back over to trading view for you. Those trading view people. And then when we go back over to trading view, if you're looking at a continuation of a trade, obviously we know we've got the supply here at the moment, based on that one there. Yeah, I would say it's the same difference, really. Yeah, you want price action to pull back to this area. So if anything, if you are looking at sell continuations, you really want price action to pull back into this supply here and then go back down. That's what you'd be looking at for a safer trade setup. Because if you try to go to any lower supply, it's already shown us that this is where we've had the sell trade and then a pullback and then the lower high, basically. Even if you go to a 1-hour time frame, probably see it a bit better. This is where the lower high was formed right here. So really, you want price action to pull back into this area and it's got a higher probability of giving you a reversal from there. So I'm not saying it can't continue, but if you're looking for a safer entry, you're looking at price action coming at this point here, and then seeing if you see a 1 hour, 4 hour bearish break of structure for a sell continuation back down. Because if you get yourself in here, you're obviously doing what they tell you not to do, which is you're selling low, basically. You're not selling high and buying low. You're selling low. So if you try and get in here, yes, it can just melt, but it's the same thing like I said to the other traders that you really want price action to pull back 9 out of 10 times. If it does that and you wait for the trade setup, maybe that comes in Tuesday, Wednesday, you'll get a continuation of the sell trade going back down. So I would say really you're looking at price action pulling back in between this area here for now. If you are trying to sell NAS 100, you want it to come back into this 4 hour supply and then sell from there, which those levels are marked out right there for you. Hopefully that answered the question for you. Does that answer the question for you, mate? No problem at all. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, if anybody's got any questions, like you wanna, so if anybody wants to get into any of the services, let me know, please. Share screen. Let's just go over this. Actually, it should be in the Discord. Yep, here. So if anyone wants to get into any of these services, I've got trade copying, which you can start with $100 in your live account. If you do start with $100, you're not going to be making the most money in the world because in the end of the day, if I only turn that $100 into like $250, and then you have to pay for the monthly social trader fee, and then obviously there's a profit split after that. You're not really going to make the most after that, but it's just so people can get in the door. What they can do with that is even if I request for you to profit split, you can leave your portion of it in the account. So the account is in theory growing for yourself if you don't need to live off that $100. I don't really think you should be living off the $100, if you are expecting to. Don't think it really makes sense. But because obviously it's not a lot of investment capital unless you're looking to do crazy growth by yourself and get all that money. But yeah, so you could literally keep just stacking your half of that money to grow that 100 into more. And as I'm flipping that money as it's more, even if I've asked for a withdrawal, so you've paid for everything else, but you've left your proportion there, your account can grow. So people can get in the door if they want to do so. Because again, it's just like money in the back burner that's growing. If you do start with something that's a bit more, it is better for you because you're going to be able to, let's say I turn $500 into $1,000, even after paying the 50 GBP fee, and that's taken aside out of the 50-50 split, you're still going to be able to make, let's say I did that in 1 week. Let's just say, I was lucky enough to do that 500 to 1,000. You could still end up making like 250 profit, something like that in that week in dollars or pounds or whatever your currency, well, to be fair, it's only dollars and pounds I'm doing it in because I don't want to start working out all the difference of, Australian dollar and this and that. Just dollars and pounds is what I'm dealing with. It's easier to work out. So yeah, that is the one. So that helps with that. What's the ideal amount? I would say you really want to start with $500 and then you really want to go up. I'm doing 100% risk per trade, but then I'll be looking to lose about 30% risk if the trade goes bad. We'll see how it goes. I'll have to play with where I swing trade. My trades don't instantly go into stop loss or instantly go into profit. Most times they play around a bit. That's what happens. So no trade I'm going to take is just going to make you money in 1 second, unless we're extremely lucky. Most trades are going to take anything between 2 to 5 days to play out. It just depends. So that is why I'm saying that if you start with low money, it doesn't help you because obviously if I only take 2 winning trades in the month, which is viable, you understand? Because you're doing 100% risk here, people. You gotta understand. I don't we need to be scalping 100% risk. It's crazy. It's madness. It's just madness. That's what I'm just gonna tell you. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't do it, but it's just madness. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. So again, it's sensible, and that's how I've been able to do it. I've turned 50 into 500. I've turned 100 into 1,000. I've turned I even turned 250 into 1.6. I turned just in Christmas alone. Somebody else already started this. This is why I started this process. I turned their 500 into It's about just under 400 now. Do you understand? And that was Christmas as well. That wasn't even, the better times to possibly be trading. So yeah, it's just like that process. You understand? I'm not, and that's why I said I'm not going to be making your account grow stupid crazy. It's whatever we get is what we withdraw after the week, the 2 week, 3 weeks, or the month. Literally, just keep it simple like that. But the more you put, the more sensible it is for you. Because again, if you put 1,000, and even if only I managed to make 1,000 at the end of the month, you've made much more money than if you put 100. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like it makes more sense doing that, is what I'm trying to tell you. Like the more you put is the more you can get back over the months, is the best way for me to put it. And like I said, it's not my job to compound that account for any money for you. I'm not going to be doing a savers account for people. I'm not Halifax. I'm not NatWest. I'm not NatWest. I'm not Halifax. I'm not HSBC. I'm not Barclays. Yeah. I'm just trying to make us some money in 2024. That's what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? But I'm not a savings interest account. I'm not, man. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not telling you. Well, you can't go to a bank and give them £100 and expect them to make you £100 interest in a month. What bank is doing that for you? Do you know what I mean? Let's be real, people. No one's doing that. So again, it's just to make you some bread. Everybody gets to eat. So it's not just me saying, oh, look, I turned 100 into 400 in the last 2, 3 weeks. Look at me, whoop-de-doo. So everyone has the opportunity of getting that as well. And I get it, some people are busy, they can't trade. So that is another reason why I did it. Some people just are too busy to trade for whatever reason. None of our business, but maybe they are. Well, there you go. It's just what it is. Yeah, no problem. When it comes to one thing with me, I'm just as real as possible, man. I'm telling you that. I'm just as real as you possibly be. I'm just like everybody's taking a risk in this. You get it. I would prefer for it not to have that 50 GBP, but not until I find a copier that is maybe it's a cheaper price to do and everything like that. I'll do that. But I know some people might have one. Somebody told me before they've coded one and all of this stuff and things like that. But I'm not going to risk other people's money and accounts until I've tested something myself for weeks and months and whatever. So I know this one works. So I'd rather stick with that one for now. Once I do figure out something in the future, maybe after 3 months of testing it as well, you understand, vigorously, then I would probably move it on. Because once you get rid of that 50 GBP a month, or even if it, at least it's lower, the cost of it, then really and truly no one can even worry about anything. But I don't think you have anything to worry about. Within 4 weeks, I have a good chance of at least doing a one-to-one flip on an account. You understand what I mean? So that's why I say the more money, the better. If imagine I only flip it 100%, but you've put 1,000 in there, you've made money. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But if I only do 100% and you put 100 in there, now we start going in the territories of what about the monthly fee? What about the this? And again, it's not me putting the pressures on the account. It's the trader just not willing to invest more. If they're not willing to invest, should I say, not willing, if they're not willing to invest more. That if that makes sense, I want people to understand that. You get it. Like anybody else that invested, I've got someone that's already invested 1.5. I'm just letting you know, literally, they've literally messaged me the next day and they're like, John, here's 1.5, get going. And I'm like, say no more, my G, say no more. You go, I'm saying. Of that, where's the 50? It goes to the social trader, basically. That's what it goes to. So it's literally for that. And the reason why I do that is because social trader does this thing where it takes money in because obviously for you to have a social trade, it doesn't cost 50 GBP, but I need to do it where it covers everything. Because some people, where it's a monthly thing, some people basically they're going to be in this situation where imagine now I set it up and there's 30 people. It costs a lot of money to have social trader accounts as well. By the way, it costs a lot of money once you've got bulks of people. Once you've got like 30 people, 40 people, it's like almost $1,000. I think it's like 50 or 60 people. If I'm right, I've got to double check that. But yeah, it's a lot anyway. But now I don't want to be in a thing where someone's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send the money at the end of the week, or oh sorry, I couldn't send it because there's a problem. I'm gonna have to be liable for all of those people's accounts. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I'd rather just it's just in a lump sum, it just gets paid, and then I never have to be liable for anybody that has any issues. And then as they do the withdrawal, it can kind of sort itself out. That's why I've done it before twice or 3 times I've used Social Trader. So I'm aware of how the monthly fee of social trader comes out and I don't want to be liable for that. That's why I'm doing it that way, basically. So it's always covered. It's just always covered. That's what I'm doing. So, but yeah, that is the whole basis of it. It's just to try and, you know, make it make sense. You can use your existing broker if it's got 1 to 500 leverage, and it's got to have 1 to 500 leverage, and it's got to be a dollar account or a GBP account. No other currency. I'm not trading that. Um, pardon me. I'm trying to think. It'd be better if you did have an account that you haven't used before, because then you'd be able to see the trading history better. If you use an account that has got that you've done loads of withdrawals on, or you're in negative in the account, it might make it more awkward for you to withdraw money from that account right away. So if it's an account you've just put money in, it's like brokers work with money coming in and money going out and what you have. So it's better most times if it's a fresh account, long story short. So it's a fresh account, 1 to 500 leverage, MT4, good to go. Someone gave me an MT5 account yesterday. I was like, I don't want an MT5 account. Because I'm definitely not cross-platform hyper growth trading and all of that. It's just a lot of headache. It's got to be MT4. All right, cool. That's that one there. Now when it goes into this here, um, so then we've also got. Did it not? I did not copy that one over. Okay, no, I did, yeah. Then we've got prop firm manual copy trading. So with that one there, I'm taking trades on prop firm accounts, doing them manually, entering all the figures and whatnot I need to do to take the trade. And the whole aim is for me to pass the account within 3 to 9 months. I fell short of that last year, but I never blew any accounts, so that's good. I did have very good profitable spree, and like I said, these accounts are still there for me to be able to grow and to be able to pass. The whole point of trading an account that has no time limit, so you don't have to pass in 30 days or whatever, is because trading can be unrealistic. Well, not unrealistic. Trading can be difficult sometimes. Obviously, you're going to have good periods, you're going to have bad periods. Whether or not that's the market, whether or not it's your own psychology, it's a bit of whatever it could be. But at the end of the day, it's a process. And my full aim is to be able to get all of those accounts I have. Obviously, some of them I did pass last year, not all of them, but I'm looking to pass all of them that were from last year, this year, pass all of them. And then I'm just taking on a few more at the moment. I've got one more person that's already given me an account. There's 9 more accounts I'm willing to take on. Um, and then yeah, so basically you pay 100 GBP upfront fee, and then you buy the account from Funded Trader Plus and Trade Funded Trading Plus, and then I'll trade the account basically. Do you get it? To get you past, basically. You understand? And it's nice and simple. And like I said, there's none of that stuff where you're making 10% a month or anything like that. So the firms are not too iffy about that. They have most problems with people being in these situations when they're trying to make 10, 20, and they're getting all these payouts. It's ridiculous. I aim to make at least like 1 to 2% a month, maybe 3% a month if I'm really lucky with my swing trades. And that's all good. And that's what happens. And again, that's a 50-50 split after any of the prop firm fees. Um, yeah, and that's those accounts there. I'm only doing 100 or 200K accounts as well, because obviously by the amount of time it takes to pass, you're only going to make proper money at that point. So that's more of the longer term process. So if you do both of them, so if you've got the hypergrowth and this one, you're setting yourself up for like savings. You understand? And that's what it is. It's all like, if you want to trade yourself, cool, but at the same time, you've got this going on in the back burner. As time ticks over, as long as one of them passes before the other, so maybe you make money from hyper growth, you get the prop firm account, then eventually passed, and then you're also trading your own capital. Or let's say you have Neo and the auto trading bot as well. And then, do you understand? Like, you should never look at trading as in, I'm doing one thing and that one thing's going to pay me. You've got to separate your avenue streams in terms of trading. If you do that, you've got a better chance of making consistent money, because you're not putting all your eggs in one basket, is what I'm trying to tell you. So maybe you make a 500 from here, 1,000 from here, a 250 from there. Do you understand? If you do it that way, then collectively now you're making 5K a month, 10K a month, and whatever. You can do that. It works out better for you. You know what I mean? And then last but not least, yeah, you've got VIP access. So you can still get into VIP now if you just want to get in VIP, where I do the Sunday Zooms. You get Neo. There's currently a problem with Trinity. I'm trying to sort it out, but it's just giving me so much headache. I've been trying to sort it out all weekend, so I'm not gonna kill myself to try and sort it out. You understand? Because at the end of the day, you can actually just put Neo on and set up your breaker structures on there as well. But eventually, when I sort it out, I'll sort it out. There is no time frame on when I can sort it out because I don't know what the issue is. I'm trying to figure it out. So you have to just bear with me until I get it solved. But yeah, you still get you can get VIP, which you'll get the trade ideas, the Neo VIP group of the trades that I'm telling you to take. Obviously, if you don't have Neo, you won't be able to know which trades to take. But you'll at least get signals as well. So all of the signals I take on my prop accounts where I'm making my percentage growths, which people are more than transparent to see. And even the same trades that I take on the signals are the ones I take on the hyper growth. Not all of them, because the accounts can't hold three positions, but there'll be a specific trade out of maybe the three in the week that I'll take on hyper growth that I'll put in there. But yes, those same trades are going in the signals as well. You get that as well if you pay 50 GBP for lifetime access to VIP. If you pay 100 GBP, then you also get Neo as well. I don't think I'm putting that in there. But if you pay 100 GBP, then you also get Neo as well as the VIP services. You get the product and all of that's lifetime access if you do that. And then if you want to get one-on-ones with me, so you can learn how to learn the mastery of price action, how I was showing you about gold and stuff like that, and that's 100. That's 60 GBP for 2 hours, or you can book 4 hours. You understand? And sorry, you can book 8 hours, and then you get four 2 hour sessions, and that's 200 GBP, and then we'll go over all of it, and you'll know how to do everything basically within that. Like I kid you not, if you do the 200 GBP, I can't see how you can fail at trading if you actually stick to what I say. If you're doing your own thing, that's different. I can help you with that. But if you do what I'm saying, because you're going to learn exactly how I'm trading, again, the hyper growth accounts and prop firm accounts, 2.5 million worth, you're pretty much going to be all right, is what I'm trying to tell you. I mean, because if I'm doing it, then and you're doing it, if I'm losing, then you're going to be losing. But as you can see, again, I'm making profitable trades consistently over the period of the year. You should be all right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So yeah, that's pretty much everything there, guys and girls. I mean, pretty much everything, you know. Thank you all for sticking around. You can see people are dropping off now. They're like, get out of here, John. I'm gonna get on with my life. Oh, that's fair dues. Thank you everybody for sticking around. Zoom call for this week. We've seen the pairs. Like I said, I'm just waiting for CPI to break out the markets. I think after CPI, you're going to see a lot more pairs. We're going to start taking some trades. So that's no problem, mate. So, stick with it. But for now, it's boring as hell. But hey, you'll see what I'm saying. After CPI hits, watch how much pips this market's going to start moving properly in pairs. And then you say, thank you, John, for explaining that. CPI is going to break out this market for sure. So, all right then. Yeah, we'll leave it there, guys and girls. And I love you and leave you. It's been recorded. Yep. It'll be on YouTube as well, even though I know people run away from it because it's an hour and a half. No, he's not telling us to buy now and sell now. Why should I listen to him? He's not telling us to buy and sell now and enter now and make $1,000 in 1 second. I know how it goes. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. I'm telling you, I'll be a multi-billionaire if I started telling people they can make money in 5 seconds. I'm telling you. All right, cool people. You have a good one. I'll see you later, guys and girls. You take care.